With more than 2 million identified species on Earth and many millions more to be discovered, where did they even come from? Or more importantly, where did the first one come from? How did a random rock in space become home to life in the first place? In this video, we will go over what Earth was like before life, the primordial soup, RNA World Theory, and life-containing meteoroids to find the origin of life. Starting with the lore of the Earth, which started over 4.6 billion years ago, out of dust and gas around the Sun. As gravity slowly pulled everything together, many asteroids and meteoroids smashed into this clump, adding more mass to it. At this point in time, the Earth was filled with volcanoes and methane gas, with no oxygen at all. This means that a sea of lava probably covered the surface of the Earth from frequent volcanic eruptions and meteoroid bombardment. Furthermore, water in the form of ice was carried by comets that also slammed into Earth to form massive oceans, which complete all the ingredients we need for life. To simulate this early environment, early scientists Miller and Urey injected ammonia, methane, and water vapor into a glass container, and with some electric sparks to simulate lightning, amino acids formed, which are the building blocks of protein. From this experiment, we found that the beginning of life most likely started in this hostile environment filled with those nutrients, which we refer to as the primordial soup. Sounds delicious, but I wouldn't recommend drinking it yourself. Along with water, carbon, nitrogen, and hydrogen, life also needs plenty of energy to exist. This means that those early life forms most likely began in hydrothermal vents or volcanoes, where there was plenty of chemical energy to feed off of. From here, the soup gave rise to RNA, or nucleic acids, that lead to the RNA World Theory, which hypothesizes that before all complex life formed, the world was dominated by RNA molecules that could replicate by themselves. After millions of years, those RNA molecules formed DNA, the blueprint of life, and proteins, which laid the foundations of life as we know it today, before going into billions of years of evolution. Though in contrast, we have another theory that seems plausible for the origin of life. We have found that amino acids could survive a meteoroid impact, so it is also possible that instead of forming from the primordial soup, the amino acids responsible for early life forms came from a meteoroid from somewhere in outer space instead. So then, where did those amino acids come from? Are there other life forms and amino acids out there then? We have no idea, but it certainly is possible. And there we have it. With the early Earth being a fireball of death filled with lava and unbreathable air, life was still able to form from the primordial soup of nutrients and water. We found evidence that those life forms existed on Earth around 3.7 billion years ago, which all evolved from a few strands of RNA. Or alternatively, some life forms hitchhike rise from meteoroids and survive the impact to Earth, giving birth to the early life forms. We don't really know for certain, but it's certainly impressive that we're able to find so much about early Earth through fossil records. I hope that y'all have learned something interesting today. Thank you for your time, and stay hydrated!